Darren Till versus Robert Whittaker seems to be the next fight that's going to be taking place in the UFC middleweight division. It was originally supposed to be maybe Darren Till versus Yoel Romero. It seems like they're going with Romero versus Adesanya. If you remember, Darren Till called out Romero after the Gastelum fight that he had. Called out Yoel Romero, then posted a funny meme after it as well. There was that whole thing. To be honest with you, Darren Till's Instagram has been pretty sick. His social media skill, even if you say his fight skill hasn't improved much, you can maybe say that. If you're a critic of Darren Till, say what you want. The man's good on social media. Within a week, he posted the Yoel call out. The next day, posted the meme after it, which got more favourites than the Yoel call out itself. Okay? Then he has Tyson Fury in the gym with him and blows up the internet with that. And then he posts another one of the gorilla walking one way, getting scared, and then walking the other. I feel like Darren Till versus Whittaker is a great fight, though. And I also feel like, why are people acting like Yoel's so scary? I know he is, okay? I know Yoel Romero is scary. But why are people acting like Darren Till now going for Robert Whittaker is, oh, he got his way out of that one? What? Now you're fighting the guy who technically beat Yoel twice? Even if you thought the second fight was a draw. I will not agree with you if you say the second fight was a win for Yoel, but I'll agree with you if you say it was a draw. I thought it could have been a draw very easily. At least one 10-8 round. A guy he's still 1-0 up then. He still won the first fight in arguably a more in-prime version of Yoel, where Whittaker didn't break his hands, by the way. We're talking about Robert Whittaker here. Even though he's coming off a KO loss, and I know that's bad, Yoel's coming off a war as well. And as much as people like to talk about Cuban genetics and fucking Olympic shit going round, like fucking Olympic blood running through his veins, I don't believe that. Like, Yoel Romero is aging. He's an aging fighter, and I don't know why people are looking at Whittaker until like, oh, he took the easy way out. Oh, you're facing the guy that beat the first guy you were supposed to fight? That's the easy way out? I understand. Either way, Whittaker's dangerous. Very dangerous. I do believe that if there is a time for Till to win against Whittaker, this is right now. I think if you matched up Till versus Whittaker when Whittaker had just beat Yoel the first time, Whittaker would do work on him. I really do believe that. I believe that the time off for Whittaker and him coming off a KO loss is going to be a detriment to his performance in his next contest. And I really would like to see him take some time off and maybe come back against a Hermansson, which would be a great fight against a, maybe not Cannonier, maybe a Till versus Cannonier would be more fun for me. But Whittaker versus Gastelum, that would be another great fight for him. But coming in against Till, especially how Till looked, and you got to remember, a lot of people are... Think about what Till's fight week was like that week. I don't think enough goes into this. You're talking, he wasn't even in the country. Across the Atlantic Ocean, I pray it's the Atlantic Ocean. I hope it is. I think I'm right on that. Across the Atlantic Ocean, England to America, in New York, jet lagged the day before his fight, had trouble with the weight, everything was going wrong. He got injured with his knee. Like that, we're only going to see a better version of Darren Till than we did in the Kelvin Gastelum fight. He was terrified. Now he's shaken off those nerves. He's back in a win column. He's going to be more confident. And I feel like he's a bad matchup for Robert Whittaker. I really do. And the Israel Adesanya fight, although it was in my opinion, wasn't the best version of Whittaker, I think Whittaker's a savage, guys. And these are my two favourite fighters. So for me to break down this fight, I have to be critical here. Okay? If you really look at Whittaker's stand-up, he's done the worst against fellow strikers. Okay? If you look at Robert Whittaker's wins, I mean, Jacare, grappler, figured out how to strike with heavy hands afterwards. Whittaker annihilates him. Yoel is just Yoel, so it's a tough fight. But then you've got fights like Uriah Hall was actually a really close fight for Whittaker. Rafael Natal, who is a great striker himself, was kind of a tough fight for Whittaker, and now so is Adesanya. So I do feel like I may have overestimated Whittaker's striking a little bit, and I feel like a guy like Darren Till, who can keep it standing. Remember, Whittaker is not an offensive wrestler. He just isn't. Like, that's not going to be his... He will go for takedowns if they're staring him in the face, begging to be taken. But he's not going to shoot for, like, takedowns. You know what I mean? That's not really Whittaker's style, unless he wants to mix it up with Darren Till. But either way, Darren Till does not stay on his back. Unless you rock him and put him there with your fist, he's not going to stay on his back. He's going to be right back up. So we'll see what happens. I do worry about this fight for Till in a way that Whittaker, he's very nice with the oblique kicks. You saw him use them on Yoel in the second fight in the early rounds. I do worry for Whittaker, for Till, because he is coming off that knee injury. He even said in the call-out, fuck injuries. So he's clearly injured. We all know that. And Whittaker knows how to target that lead knee. I just don't see it going well for Whittaker, though. Coming off a KO loss, a tough KO loss. It wasn't like he just got clipped and he was out momentarily and then came right back to. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Johnny Walker, where he wasn't necessarily destroyed on the canvas or anything. He just kind of got rocked and lost consciousness for a second. You know? It was a bad knockout. And it was a knockout that came after being dropped and almost knocked out in the same way in the first round as well. That's 2 KOs for the price of 1. Okay? I don't like those chances for Whittaker coming in. Especially on a short time off. I don't like that. You got KO'd. We need to learn. I feel like Aldo's the only guy that's really learned from a KO loss. Like, he took the TKO losses to Max Holloway, but after a KO loss to McGregor, he comes back. Like, you can't be taking fights so quickly after that. I don't understand the thought process here. I don't understand why he wants to go to London, but I guess that's just Robert Whittaker. I guess we may see a better version of him. We may see a better version of him. He must be so passionate right now to get a win back. Why else would he call out one Darren Till instead of a much easier fight that he could easily ask for? If Whittaker says, I want Hermansson on a Fight Night main event, he can get Hermansson on the Fight Night main event. Whittaker's a big name right now, especially on Australia. So if they do a Fight Night Australia, Whittaker gets pick of the draw, anyone he wants. That's how it works. He takes on Darren Till. He then says, I'll go to London as well to fight him in his own town, in his own country. He must be so passionate right now. A fire must be relit. And he did say that the Israel Adesanya loss has lit a fire in his belly. So, it's interesting, guys. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I like this fight. This could be the headline of a fight night any day. On the co-main event, you could maybe do a Leon Edwards Wonderboy. Would be a great one, because it seems like Tyron Woodley's going to continue to duck Edwards for the rest of time and humanity. So that's not going to happen. So Wonderboy versus Leon Edwards would be good. The English fans are familiar with Wonderboy because he fought in Liverpool against Till before. So there's some crossover kind of understanding there on the card. So maybe Leon Edwards Wonderboy co-main event. Till versus Whittaker main event. Wonderboy also has history of Whittaker as well. Till has history of Leon Edwards. It's a perfect combo. The main event and co-main event for UFC London are that. You can have Nathaniel Wood versus someone on the card as well. I don't know what they're going to do with Nathaniel Wood. It seems like he's been waiting for fights forever and nothing's happening. Maybe a Nathaniel Wood versus a John Dodson. Something like this, okay? A Nathaniel Wood versus Rafael Assunção, maybe. Who knows? He's an English guy. Then you put another English guy on the card. Arnold Allen versus Sadiq Youssef, Hakeem Dawodu, not Kron Gracie, sorry, he's out of the mix right now. Ryan Hall. There are options. There are a lot of options for a UFC London event. And I'm guessing why. I'm guessing they're holding back Arnold Allen and Nathaniel Wood for the London event. You've got Danny Roberts, who's coming off a KO win as well from Manchester. Good times. I don't think he's from Liverpool. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. He's from Liverpool. Cool. It's all the same if you ain't from fucking London. Anyway, that's angered a lot of people. I've just said that. And I didn't even say it because I just said it out of anger at my own mistake. Oh well. But yeah, I feel like this is a good fight for Till. Especially with Whittaker coming off that short layoff. Don't like it. Don't like it for him. Till hasn't been hurt in his last fight. Which technically means he basically had a reasonably slow sparring session with Kelvin Gastelum where about 10 big shots were landed. And the majority of them went to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kelvin was tagging him, but they were more like pitter-patter shots. It was like a light sparring session. No gloves, no shin pads. Let's just light spar with each other. I'm going to mess you around a little bit. You land some little pathetic shots back on me. And now he's going back into the real fight with Whittaker. I like that. He's going to have no jet lag this time. He's going to be more adjusted to the weight class, which I think is always good. Because, as history shows, I mean, the first jump up in weight never really goes well. And you might be saying, oh, what about Conor McGregor to 55? Remember, McGregor went to 170 before he went to 155. So he'd made that adjustment. Lost on the first adjustment of weight going upwards. You know what I'm saying? Then he won, made the adjustment. Then he come back down and worked his way into it. Holloway goes up. First thing. Doesn't look the best. Whittaker goes up. The first time he goes up, Didn't look the best either. He even says this on his podcast. I've been watching Grange TV a lot. He says that his coaches always take the mick out of him. Like, annoy him for the way he looked in his first middleweight fight. I think that's going to be a factor. And I think Till's going to get better in his second fight out. I think he'll KO Whittaker in the first 2 rounds. I do. Especially with Whittaker coming off that KO loss. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. Goodbye.